what will be the identity of this squad going forward?
We learned a lot from the last game we played, and we played great defense every time we forced a team to play at the half court. We were able to make a lot of adjustment today. Yes, we had some few moments where we gave up easy layup, but I think overall we had a great, performance. Now, identity is just going to be how we play. We have the spirit of Nigeria in us, and we're going to be very resilient. And whatever situation we find ourselves in, we're always going to bounce back, and do better. So that's just our identity. We're never going to give up. We're just going to keep playing hard. And coming down here, we want it to be a very physical and very selfless team, and that's just what we are able to do so far.
Sporty greetings and welcome to my channel. That was the Tigers head coach Mohammed Abdulrahman. The Tigers, what are the Tigers? That's Nigeria's senior men's basketball team. Yes, Super Eagles for the men's football team, the Tigers for the men's senior basketball team. You already know the D Tigers. This was a world acclaimed superstar D Tigers. But the D Tigers, they've been giving me so much joy since the 2025 Afrobasket Championship tipped off in Luanda, Angola. When I get into the conversation, you'll understand why I'm so pumped up about this team. By the way, if you're just discovering the channel, please subscribe. This is the Fun Factory. It's sports, entertainment, and so much more. What was Coach Abdulrahman talking about? That was right after their second group game win against the defending champion, Tunisia. And look, it was such a difficult game, but the D Tigers made it look so easy. And he was asked, what's responsible? He said it's the Nigerian spirit, that gives birth to resilience, determination, commitment. I'm sure you've been hearing me talk about that, lately. The D Tigers displayed it. The Super Falcons displayed it. I think the men took a bit of anointing from the women because the D Tigers, if you know their story, you would be as shocked, surprised as I am with their performance so far at the Afrobasket Championship. This team, what else can I say? They have surpassed expectations. That's why I keep saying that in our world of sports, impossible is nothing. This team, they struggled to qualify, and now they're getting everyone talking about us. And Coach Abdulrahman said, look, it's the Nigerian spirit. We just go out there and do what we have to do, and put in some resilience and get the results that we want. And I think that's really apt, because I see it a lot in Nigerians, and when they want to go get it, they go the distance. So shout out to the D Tigers. Didn't just qualify for the quarterfinals of the Afrobasket Championship. They gave us a flawless run in the group phase. Last Afrobasket Championship, the D Tigers finished 12th overall out of 16 teams. They struggled, and 4 years after, they're trying to pick themselves back up, and that's really, really cool. It's official. Nigeria will take on Senegal in the quarterfinal of the 2025 Afrobasket Championship, and that one will definitely be a cracker all day, every day. En route to the quarterfinals, Senegal had to do a good job against South Sudan. Shout out to South Sudan and the development they are giving to their basketball. The women finished with a bronze medal at the Afrobasket Championship in Abidjan, and the men showed good character. They showed what it means to invest. And I think South Sudan is already becoming a model for basketball development in Africa. Senegal had to dig deep, to beat them, and that game ended 78-65. And that was what Senegal used to get into the quarterfinal. I understand the respect they're giving to Senegal, but hey, this is our world of sports, where I keep saying that impossible is nothing. The D Tigers have a better momentum at the championship than Senegal. Senegal lost to Egypt in their group game, and Nigeria had a flawless run. Not just flawless run, dismantled teams, made teams look stupid right from their first game to the second to the last group game. They showed superiority. So it's difficult for me to now come out and use Senegal of the past to analyze the game against Nigeria. No, It doesn't work that way with in our world of sports. For the pundits, yeah, it's okay. Use it for your analysis, make it look good, but it's going to be a big game of basketball, and it's good for the development of the sport in Africa. Let me just run through Senegal and their group and what they did. They did their thing in their own way, okay, from the group D. Their first group game, they defeated Uganda 88 to 53 points. I thought they were solid in that one. And then they went on to beat Mali 80 to 71 points. But they lost, as I said earlier, to Egypt. That one ended 91 to 77 in favor of Egypt. So that game, Nigeria can look at it and see ways that they can punish them. Nigeria can also look at the game against South Sudan, and see those holes where South Sudan were, doing their thing against Senegal, and it can work. That's why I say you never say never, in our world of sports. But no disrespect to Senegal, but I'm not using past to judge present. On current form, it's looking good for the D Tigers. So they might just want to use that confidence, that Nigerian spirit Coach Abdurrahman talked about, and see what it can do for them. But let us take a look at the D Tigers run at the Afrobasket Championship in Luanda, Angola. When they were starting off against Madagascar, I'm guilty. I said it on my live show on television that, look, I will take anything this thing gives to me, and you cannot blame me. This is a team that I watched struggle during the qualifiers. Administration of basketball in Nigeria isn't the best that you can say you want to put your money on or brag about. So I was just wondering, what can they do? Yes, you've got top players like Stan Okogie, Josh Okogie, Ike Wamu comes a lot of experience, Caleb Agada. But in our world of sports, particularly team sports, individual brilliance doesn't do it all the time. You need to have a solid team, and the only way you can get a solid team is good preparation, fantastic coaching, logistics, welfare, everything must be on point. That's why I've been preaching 360 degrees branding. But when the Afrobasket tipped off in Luanda, this team said no. After I said I think they got some anointing from the women, they said no, they are going to change the narrative. They're going to let people put some respect on their name. And that's what they did in that statement win against Madagascar. If you've been following the channel, I create, weekly updates after their games so you get to know what's going on. Against Madagascar, they were on fire. 77 to 59 points win. 18 points difference. 18. They smoked Madagascar. Caleb Agada was a top performer. I think he made about 22 points in that one with 7 rebounds. But overall, it was a good team display because I think about 5 players got into double figures. So that was good team display, and I loved it. The big game was going to be against the defending champion, Tunisia. That's their second group game. And my faith started sinking again because Tunisia are back-to-back defending champions. They've got quality, but they were stunned by Cameroon in their opening game. So I knew psychologically something was going to happen to them. So the D Tigers needed to sustain the momentum, tweak their mentality from what they did against Madagascar, and get into that game against Tunisia. And gracious goodness, what a game of basketball we witnessed, from Nigeria. The boys were on fire. It ended 87 to 66. 21 points difference. 21 points difference. That's a blowout result in basketball. I didn't see that coming in any way. And with that, I said, no. Austin, brace up, stay close to this team and watch them closely. And that's what I've been doing. Josh Okogie was on fire. He was unstoppable. 33 points. Who makes 33 points in a solid tournament as the Afrobasket and playing against the defending champion? He was on fire. Absolutely. Too hot to handle. 33 points and 6 rebounds, Josh Okogie. And I liked it because he didn't just come up and big himself. At the post-match conference, he said that it's team performance, that it could be anyone's turn, that everybody's good in the team. It was Caleb Agada in the first, it was Josh Okogie in the second, and it could be anyone else in the third match. Listen to him.
Yeah, coming into this tournament, we told everybody, we said, hey, it's going to be somebody different every game. First game it was Caleb. today seemed to be me. Next game's gonna be somebody else. But at the end of the day, all that we're worried with is getting the win. If everybody gets 10 points, we're cool with that. If somebody scores 100 points and everybody else scores 0, we're cool with that. As long as we come out here with a win and be able to continue to win and put on for our country, that's the goal. This is a complete team win. It's not on me. Everybody has something to do with today. So shout out to the team.
Yeah, that's it. It's just love and respect for his team. Complete respect. But then, when the final group game came against Cameroon, top performer again was Josh Okogie. But it was a fantastic team performance. That match, I don't know, Nigeria cooked Cameroon so good, made barbecue chicken and used Cameroon pepper to spice it up. It was, I think, at halftime they were enjoying close to 31 points lead or so. It was a crazy, ridiculous scoreline at halftime, But shout out to Cameroon and how they started fighting and try to get back into it. I listened to Coach Mohamed Abdurrahman. I'll try to let you listen to him also, but just to buttress my point on what Josh Okogie talked about, that it's going to be teamwork. Yes, he was top performer for the D Tigers with 16 points. Listen to this. Caleb Agada made 13 points. Martin Sigbanu made 10 points. Christian Mekowulu made 12 points. My good man, Ike Nwamu made 12 points. And the experienced Stan Okoye made 14 points. So that's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players on double figures. That's complete team performance right there. And I think that's what is working for this D Tigers team. The teamwork is 100%. And I listened to Coach Mohamed, as I said earlier. The worry from that day, Cameroon came out smoking in the fourth quarter, the final quarter. And there was a bit of complacency on the part of the D Tigers because, they busted second and third quarter. The first quarter was a bit tense, could have gone anywhere, but the D Tigers won it. Second quarter, they were unstoppable. Third quarter, they finished Cameroon. So I think they slacked, and Cameroon almost got back into it, but it was too late because of the damages that they suffered in the previous quarters. They cut down the points, so I think from 23 to 9 points. It finished Nigeria 99, Cameroon 90, and that's a big worry. But Coach Mohamed Abdurrahman said, what else do you expect from Cameroon? They were wounded, so they had to come all out. Listen to him.
If you're down 30 points, you're just going to throw everything out, and that's just what they did, and it kind of caught us off guard. But, it's a learning process. Even when you're winning and losing, we've taken a lot of positive out of that defense, and it's a good thing that it's happening now. We make all the necessary adjustments, and we know there are teams out there that probably start thinking about running the same thing, but we're going to be ready.
Yeah, that's the Tigers coach, Mohamed Abdurrahman. So to Senegal, thinking that they can run it the same way, he said, no, we're ready. It's good learning process. I loved everything he talked about, how he analyzed that fourth quarter against Cameroon. And I'm sure he will take that to his players and say, look, it shouldn't happen again. We need to sit up, do something that will get us talking. The match, Nigeria-Senegal, will be played tomorrow in Luanda, Angola, quarterfinals. The D Tigers made a grand entry into the last 8. Can they give it a grand finish and get into the semifinals so Nigerians can start believing? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do you have another $100,000 to give players national honors? Because it seems the D Tigers told the D Tigers, take some anointing, go and win. It's looking good for Nigeria, the Afrobasket Championship. I'll come back to talk about it right after the game against Senegal. Hopefully, it will be what you want to hear. I'll see you around again. That's it.